Buckle up, Broncos country. A seismic shift is brewing in Denver, and the intel you are about to uncover could completely rewrite the destiny of your 2026 campaign. You are looking at radical overhauls, shock releases, blockbuster swaps, and the sort of ruthless tactical maneuvers only the boldest front offices have the guts to execute. These are the plays that propel you from a fringe playoff hopeful to a legitimate Super Bowl juggernaut in one off-season. And trust this, you won't find these targets being debated on the mainstream cable shows. You are staring at rare openings that could blindside the entire league. But not you. Before diving in, if you bleed orange and blue, if you cherish the Elway glory days, the orange crush, or if you endured the grit of the last decade, smash that like button right now and state in the comments how you would react if a Titan from this list donned your colors. Drop your pledge below like this. Go Broncos. In 2026, we take it all. All right, let's roll. Imagine a scenario where a nemesis running back who used to trample your defense is suddenly leading your charge. Picture one of the game's premier wideouts, currently at war with his club, lining up for Sean Payton and Bo Nix in Denver. Consider a top-tier tight end from a playoff contender hitting the market solely because his team needs cash for a pass rusher, leaving him ripe for your taking. This is not fantasy. This is a legitimate possibility knocking on your door right now. Keep your eyes glued here, because every second of this breakdown is vital for you. Let's dive in, as the grapevine is already buzzing with whispers of shock exits and aggressive plays. Your team is entering the new year with roughly $40 million in the war chest. And while that is solid, the talent pool is overflowing. Add in the reality that 6 franchises are already in cap hell before the offseason even kicks off, and you are staring down a flood of veteran releases that could redefine your roster. One target demanding your attention is wide receiver Michael Pittman Jr. from the Indianapolis Colts. Now, that name should send shivers down your spine, not just for his talent, but for the narrative. Michael Pittman Jr. is the son of a gridiron warrior, Michael Pittman Sr., and that legacy feels destined for a mile-high sequel. He offers a physical dimension your current receiving corps simply lacks. You get crisp route trees, ferocious yards after catch potential, and a magnet for 50-50 balls. He doesn't just sustain drives, he bully balls his way through secondaries. Even in a chaotic season with backup quarterbacks, Pittman Jr. still posted nearly 800 yards. If Indy cuts him to save cash, you must strike. And since he would be a cap casualty, you could snag him on a bargain prove-it deal or lock him down long-term. But turn up the heat, Brandon Ayuk. Yes, read that again. If that sounds like a video game glitch, it is because when he is focused, he destroys game plans. His bridge with the San Francisco 49ers is burning social media drama, AWOL status, and a benching during the title push. Yet, the skill is undeniable. You might be looking at the sharpest route runner on the market if he shakes loose. And the havoc he wreaked in Kyle Shanahan's system was nothing short of spectacular. San Francisco seems ready to turn the page. And with the solid rapport between your front office and theirs, recall those joint practices, a trade is entirely plausible. It involves risk, certainly. But if anyone can discipline a volatile star, it is Sean Payton. He has tamed wildcards before, and this could be the spark that ignites your offense. Now, shift focus to the ground game because you saw the collapse after J.K. Dobbins went down. The run game vanished. Enter Josh Jacobs. The ex-Raider turned Packer has been a nightmare every time he faced your squad. He is elusive, tough as nails, and finds running lanes your current backs miss. And remember how he shredded Jacksonville's elite run defense last season. Green Bay, strapped for cash after paying Micah Parsons and their quarterback, might be forced to sacrifice him. If he hits the wire, you need to be the first caller. Jacobs sets a tone that would flourish in your system. The list goes on. Another fascinating cut candidate is tight end Cole Kmet from the Chicago Bears. This gets interesting because Chicago is chasing Max Crosby and needs to dump salary to afford him. Cole Kmet is a monster with the ball in his hands and possesses a physical dominance echoing prime legends like Gronkowski, smashing through contact to battle for inches and serving as the ideal missing piece for your offense. Consider the sheer agony of watching pass after pass slip through fingers during the previous campaign. Having a dependable target like Kmet could immediately transform your fortunes when you are threatening the goal line or facing a critical third down. Shifting focus to Max Crosby, you can feel his rage boiling over regarding how the team benched him, causing him to lose serious cash. Watching him pack his bags and leave the division would be absolutely tremendous news for your franchise. This man has terrorized your nightmares for years, So his departure would blast the AFC West wide open for you to conquer. Even better, if Chicago pulls off that trade, they must slash their payroll, potentially serving up a top-tier tight end on a silver platter for you. Regarding any rumors about the coach surrendering play-calling duties, do not hold your breath because that is simply not happening. Prominent voices from around the league have already chimed in, stating they hope he retains full control because he remains one of the absolute best minds in the game. And the scoreboard proves it. Remember, he guided this squad to the top seed and stood just one heartbreaking injury away from a legitimate shot at the title. This spring is not about minor adjustments. It is about pouncing on opportunities that rival franchises are too broke to afford. You sit in the ultimate power position with ample funds, a cheap quarterback deal, and leaders ready to pull the trigger on bold decisions. Buckle up and stay locked in because there are still deep layers of strategy to uncover regarding how this crucial period plays out for you. Believe me, if just one of these superstars walks into your facility, the rest of the division needs to be on high alert immediately. Refocus on the wideout core, since that is arguably the most explosive upgrade you can make for the 2026 campaign. With your franchise quarterback stepping into his second season, the absolute priority must be constructing an elite arsenal around him, accepting zero excuses for failure. History shows that when protected, your quarterback thrives. So why not arm him with a relentless force like Michael Pittman Jr. or even Brandon Ayuk? But realize that Pittman brings something far beyond your average pass catcher. You are looking at a beast after the catch who carves out separation using sheer brute strength and technical precision. You miss that element desperately, and given the financial squeeze in Indianapolis, he might actually fall right into your lap. Then you have the tantalizing wildcard scenario involving Brandon Ayuk. If you crave a breakout weapon for your quarterback who excels in complex motion offenses, this guy fits the scheme like a glove. Your only real concern revolves around the locker room chemistry. Can the coach harness that intense fire and forge a championship culture, just as he has done with volatile stars in the past? Reflect on the magic he worked during his tenure down in New Orleans. If he buys in, he becomes your primary target, instantly creating massive lanes for your other receivers to exploit underneath. Look at the finances, because if San Francisco cannot deal him, they will be itching to cut ties. That places you in total command, so pivot to the backfield and consider Josh Jacobs, a top 5 talent when healthy. What fascinates you is his proven ability to crush defenses in two completely different offensive styles. Witness his evolution from a physical punisher to a smooth operator in a zone-blocking scheme in Green Bay. Such adaptability is priceless in this system, giving you a workhorse who never needs to leave the field. Whether you need pass protection or a receiver out wide, he delivers. So you make that call the second he is available. Honestly, after seeing him shred a top-tier run defense like it was nothing, and humiliate defenders in the open field, you have to be desperate to see that kind of weapon wearing your colors. Do not forget the coach's frustration with dropped passes, a plague that murdered your momentum far too often last year. This specific weakness makes targeting a guy like Cole Kmet incredibly enticing for your squad right now. If Chicago commits to that blockbuster trade, and it looks like they are forced to sacrifice a valuable asset financially. Despite his popularity, he becomes a potential casualty, bringing you a legitimate offensive weapon rather than just a safety net. He smashes through contact like a runner and brings a toughness over the middle you have not seen since the glory days. Visualize the havoc you could wreak running 2 tight end sets with that kind of firepower. You provide your quarterback with easy throws and limitless options, while keeping the defense in a constant state of panic. Then consider the massive ripple effect triggered by that star pass rusher finally walking away from Las Vegas. His conflict is real, proven by that video he posted showing he was fit while they sat him to protect their draft stock. It hits your wallet hard and screams that you mean absolutely nothing to the organization. Now you see a chaotic Raiders defense crumble even further as its star likely abandons the division. You saw him silenced recently, but never forget he crushed you with a sack in 10 consecutive battles prior. 10 straight. Really absorb that. If he escapes to the NFC with Chicago, you secure a massive victory before the season even begins. You watch Denver reap the rewards as panicked franchises like the Bears and Colts scramble wildly.